I have been reading so many comments within the Lash Tribe group, shock curing. There was quite a few people in the Lash Tribe group today that were a little bit confused when it comes to shock curing. I posted something yesterday, 2 little pictures. So this picture had 2 little drops of glue. One was shock cured with just normal water. The other one was shock cured with a new product that we have in the store. And I couldn't believe that some people didn't know what shock curing meant. So I thought I'd jump on and explain this again. When we have adhesive and we do our normal set of lashes, things that we should avoid is too much watering of the client's eyes. We should not use a nano mister too close so that you can actually see the little bit of curling on the lashes. That means it's too wet. We should also not wash the lashes as soon as we have put our last lash on there. You've got to wait a little bit. We also got to make sure that when we wash our clients' lashes in the very beginning, that we don't start lashing while it's still completely wet. We do have to dry it a little bit at least. And all of these things are necessary because something that can happen is when we have too much water or moisture coming onto the brand new bond that the natural lash and the lash are attached with, the glue bond. If it comes in contact with water too quickly, it will do something called shock curing. Yeah, the curing process is basically when the adhesive hardens, and it does it all by itself in a normal kind of situation with your humidity, with your moisture, whatever you have, and it will do it over the next 3 hours after the lash service as well. But if you try and do it yourself really quickly, you can shock cure it. So it's also called a blooming effect. And what happens is that we have now our, let me use some kitchen utensils. Okay, we have our natural lash, and now we are attaching an eyelash extension to it like that. Now this bond that you have here is adhesive, of course, and that is usually quite flexible, okay, so that when the clients brush through, nothing pops off, it doesn't crack. When we're sleeping on this side, nothing like cracks and falls off straight away. The problem with shock curing is that if you are putting that water on this area straight away, you will make this bond extremely fragile and brittle, and you will start to cure really quickly from the outside, way too quickly. That is why it's called shock curing. The bond literally gets a shock, and yeah, you get these chains to break apart. Yeah, the polymerization is not left to its natural state, and we are shock curing and cause a blooming effect. Now a lot of the time when this happens, that happens because the client has runny eyes, watery eyes. So something that I usually do with clients like that is to literally tape a piece of tissue on the side of their eye. So I kind of have it under the iPad, and I put it under the iPad and have it right there so that water can go straight onto the little bit of tissue or even a little cotton round. Make sure you stay away from that with the adhesive though, otherwise you have a reaction, because the adhesive reacts with cotton. It actually has an exothermic reaction which can cause a lot of fume and sometimes even burning the client. So that is something that can catch the tears for sure when you are nebulizing or when you are using your nano mister in between, because your humidity might be not quite high enough. You can totally do that, but just make sure you stay away. Like let's say this is the head, stay away at least 40-50 centimeters and just let the mist kind of surround the client rather than going really close to the client's lash, because you will also cause shock curing of the polymerization, or you can have the lashes turn white. That is when it becomes really brittle. So if you go back to the picture that I posted yesterday, it's on Instagram, it's also here, and in the Lash Tribe group, it's actually a little video, sorry, that shows the 2 different glue drops. The one on the right hand side is the one that was shock cured with water. Shock curing, either way, whether you're using something like a Set Me or a Super Bonder or whatever, or water is no good either way. So we should always wait at least 3 to 5 minutes after you have completed the lash service to then apply those products. Don't apply them right away because you will have the same thing happen. Now it's a lot worse with water, it will get a lot more brittle, but we want to keep that lash bond here nice and flexible and not have it rigid and stiff and very holy. Yeah, it will literally create little holes in it because it doesn't have that time to cure all by itself. So 3 to 5 minutes after you have applied the last lash, wait before you do anything else. Yeah, throughout the service make sure your client has dry eyes, because if they keep on crying, the lashes will not last very long at all, and the client might come back in 2 to 3 days time and say, hey, I've lost so many lashes. So that is usually a good indication when they were very, very watery. So that is basically it. Shock curing is something we want to avoid. That's why I shot this little video to show you what it looks like. Again, shock curing, too much water too quickly becomes brittle. It will not last as long. The retention will be very crap, and it might break off as well because it's not as flexible. If we are waiting and we use a product like our Set Me or the Super Bonder, which we still have in stock, then you will keep the bond a little bit more flexible, and you will speed up polymerization, which is the hardening, the bond in the lash and the adhesive will be sped up from the outside in. There's no such thing as from the inside out, even though people claim that. There's no way. It always hardens from the outside in. But with a product like Set Me or Super Bonder, this will happen faster. That is the only difference. If we are just using water or primer or alcohol, which we obviously don't want to do, it would have the same effect, but it will cure it way too fast. It will shock cure it. Stay away from too much water during the application. Make sure you keep your clients nice and dry, and do use a setting liquid at the very end if you want to make sure everything stays nice and safe there. So that is basically it. I hope you enjoyed this little video, just a little refresher video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other questions. If you want to see any other videos with a different topic, also let me know down in the comments. I love doing these little quick videos. They're fun, and now I'm going to eat my salmon. Have a great night or day or wherever you are in the world, and I see you all in my next video. Bye.